Good evening and welcome to Blueprint Explosive Exclusive. I'm Madhavdas G.K. On 13 years, 2 courts and 2 completely different conclusions. One of India's most high-profile rape and sexual assault cases has taken a dramatic turn. The Bombay High Court has overturned the 2021 acquittal of former Tehelka editor Tarun Tejpal, convicting him in the 2013 rape and sexual assault case. With this, the legal battle has come to an end, and Tejpal will soon be returning to jail as the bench has given him 4 weeks' time to surrender. The case now dates back to November 2013, when a Tehelka employee accused Tejpal of raping her in the elevator of a Goa resort during the magazine's annual Hink Fest event. Now, the Bombay High Court bench there in Goa has made some stinging observations while convicting Tarun Tejpal. The first observation, the victim's testimony found trustworthy. The second, the victim's private life unfairly scrutinized. Observation number 3, the respondent exercised dominance over the victim. Observation 4, prosecution proved the case beyond doubt. Observation 5, the trial court erred in acquitting the respondent, and also that the trial court allowed the victim's humiliation. 7, the trial court's findings held perverse. 8, trial court misread crucial evidence. Now, Tarun Tejpal was present in the courtroom when the judgment was pronounced. Even as the court was preparing to decide his fate, he made an emotional appeal for leniency, describing himself as a political victim, pointing to his age, his family, and his responsibilities. Tejpal urged the court to take a lenient view. Now, even after the Bombay High Court had convicted him in 2013 in the rape case, Tarun Tejpal has maintained his innocence. Reacting to the verdict, the former Tehelka founder claimed that many had been falsely implicated over the last 12 years. Tarun Tejpal invoked the names of Umar Khalid and Sharjeel Imam and questioned the fact that they remained behind bars, insisting there was so much material in his favor that he should have been acquitted 10 times over.
अभी जब हम सुन लेंगे उसके बाद हम सुप्रीम कोर्ट जाएंगे, 100% जाएंगे। हमको कोई डाउट नहीं है। हम 13 साल से एक पॉलिटिकल वेंडाटा के पीछे, तेहलका के काम की वजह से पीछे मेरे पीछे पड़े हुए हैं। तो हम लोगों ने इस ट्रायल कोर्ट में 7.5 साल पूरा केस लड़के हम लोग अक्विट हुए। जो इनके साथ लोग हैं उनको तो ये सब अक्विट कर देते हैं। जिन्होंने इनके अगेंस्ट कभी भी पत्रकारिता की हो या कुछ भी कहा हो, आपको पता है उमर खालिद जेल में बैठा है 6 साल से, आपको पता है शर्जील इमाम बैठा है, आपको पता है सुरेंद्र गैडलिंग बैठा है जेल में अलग अलग केसों में। भाई इतने नहीं है, कई दर्जनों लोग हैं, तो मैं भी उनमें से एक हूँ। ये बात सही है, तेहलका ने पत्रकारिता की और कुछ ऐसी पत्रकारिता भी की जिससे वेस्टेड इंटरेस्ट, पॉलिटिकल इंटरेस्ट को कोई नुकसान होगा। अब उसके पीछे ये लोग बदला लेने के भाव से 13 साल से हमारे पीछे पड़े हैं। मेरे को पूरा फेथ है कि इतनी बड़ी जुडिशरी में ऐसे जज हैं जो सच देखेंगे और सच एकदम से सामने आएगा।
All right, let's quickly go across to our guest now. Joining us, we have Sunita Sawant, who's of course a superintendent of police and has been the IO in this entire case. हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए बहुत-बहुत धन्यवाद, Sunita Sawant ji. Let me begin by asking you, what do you make of the kind of judgment that has come out now? Because we have seen a very, very different sort of judgment that came out a few years ago in 2021, where Tejpal was acquitted.
You see, all the evidences were collected and they were presented before the trial court. All the victims, all the witnesses and the victim has come. They have testified before the court and led the evidence, which was all recorded by the trial court. Yes, during that time, the trial court acquitted the accused of the charges. However, having appealed, again the same testimony and same evidence which has been recorded before the trial court has been examined by the bench of the Honorable High Court, and they have found the evidence trustworthy of the victim, and so the Honorable High Court has turned down the acquittal order of the trial court and has convicted the accused of sentencing him to 10 years of rigorous imprisonment and 5 lakhs rupees of fine. This itself shows that the trial court also has said that the order is perverse and vindictive, and the victim herself was, we felt that she was herself put on trial. So this order is very important to the women who are working in the field. So it does make a difference in delivery of the justice
Right.
to the victim.
What was the difference in the approach when you went to the High Court this time around as opposed to the previous round which happened in the trial court? How was it different in terms of how you approached the case?
See, with the trial court, definitely all the witnesses were being presented before the trial court, and the trial court was recording the evidence of all the witnesses with respect to the evidence that we had collected. So everything was on oath, and the same evidence what is recorded by the trial court has been examined by the Honorable High Court, and the present verdict, as you already said, the number of the points that the Honorable High Court has already observed in the order, it makes it very clear.
Right. And, what do you make of this sort of statement coming in from Tarun Tejpal that he has been victimized unfairly, that he's some kind of a political victim of a witch hunt against him? He's invoking the names of, others such as Umar Khalid, Sharjeel Imam, etc. What do you make of this kind of claim?
Sorry, this is totally wrong. Totally wrong.
There was no political interference. There was no question of any kind of political intervention in this case. That's what you'd like to categorically say, being the IO?
Yes, definitely. Definitely not. Definitely. We are police officers in professional capacity. The girl has come and testified before the court. Her evidence has been recorded. That has been scrutinized by the trial court as well as now before the Honorable High Court. Yes.
And lastly, can you also tell us, apart from the victim's testimony, as well as some of the witnesses, what was the either corroborative evidence that you think clinched this in favor of, finally convicting Tarun Tejpal at the level of the High Court?
I would say there were messages which were exchanged. There were witnesses with whom the victim had confided. There were emails exchanged. There was testimony given. There was atonement emails sent by the accused. And there were witnesses.
Right.
So all this forms the part of the evidence, and which are definitely corroborative to the statement of the victim.
All right. Let's leave it there for the moment. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for joining us. All right. Yeah. Okay. Please go ahead, ma'am. You want to say something? Please go ahead.
All this is forming the part of the evidence recorded by the trial court, which has been now again placed before the Honorable High Court, and Honorable High Court appreciated all this evidence.
Right. All right.
Yes.
All right. We will have to see. Of course, Tarun Tejpal says that he will appeal this order in a higher court. And of course, this is the Supreme Court of India. One will have to take a look at what really transpires over there as well. But thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing with us, what really happened as far as the investigation is concerned. Let's quickly open this up and take it across to our guest. Sujata Pandey, political analyst, is with us. Amit Deshpande is a men's rights activist. We have Bindu Dubey, who's an advocate of the Supreme Court. Also with us is Dr. Akashdeep Muni, political analyst. Let me start with you first. Dr. Akashdeep Muni, why should we start, if we start giving credence to what people like Tarun Tejpal say at the time that they are convicted, that this is all a political witch hunt, when the High Court itself has found enough evidence against him, granted him or given him a 10-year sentence, is he just trying to mock at the entire judicial process?
See, Madhavji, as the trial court judgment of acquittal is turned by the Honorable High Court, reading the order is very, very important. And any comments on merits of the case without that will be premature. However, without contesting Tejpal's conviction, he may be right when he invokes Umar Khalid and Sharjeel Imam being victims of political vendetta. Umar Khalid and Sharjeel Imam, we all know, that have remained in custody for over 5 years without completion of their trial under BJP government, making their cases prominent example in the debate over prolonged pre-trial detention under UAPA. Now, human rights organizations have described this as unjust and inconsistent with the principle that bail is the rule and jail is the exception. Even we all know that Amnesty International described the trial
But
as
where is the
politically
comparison
motivated.
of the charges? Here is a man who's sort of accused and now convicted of sexual assault of a person who he was supposed to be protecting, a person who was his daughter's friend. What is the comparison even with Umar Khalid and with Sharjeel Imam? Allegation against whom was of UAPA, waging war against the nation. In the case of Sharjeel Imam, even caught on camera saying that let's break chicken's neck and dismember Northeast from rest of India. What is the comparison between the two?
I totally agree with you that, this without, and I want to tell you that without reading the court order, any comments on the merits of the case will be premature.
No, but you just agreed with Tarun Tejpal.
But
on what basis are you agreeing with him?
Tejpal that I am telling, he said that Sharjeel Imam and Umar Khalid conviction is politically motivated. And we have seen many instances that the trial has not been completed.
No, but why is Tejpal taking that shield? Any criminal tomorrow will take that shield, no? Anyone will say ultimately the prosecution reports to the Home Department of every state government. Let me begin Sujata Pandey. Let's get an account of you. Sujata Pandey, this is a very dangerous kind of statement because tomorrow any person who is convicted can use this as an argument to appeal at a higher court saying that, okay, I am also a political victim of a witch hunt by a certain regime.
Absolutely, Madhav, and it's dangerous to come on a national television without reading the fine prints and giving a shield to Sharjeel Imam, who openly said and instigated the riot कि चिकन नेक को काट देते हैं और वहां पे इतने सारे मुसलमान आ जाएंगे, वहां कुछ नहीं कर सकते सरकार. There are proofs on video. So how do you even say that this is politically motivated? And let's come to Tarun Tejpal. First of all, let's go by case. So first, if you're saying that he is a victim of politics, you are essentially saying that all the details and all the evidences given by this junior employee who he harassed, raped, and sexually exploited is all false. So you are saying a woman who has fought 13 years in different courts is absolutely fabricating the entire case, and High Court is absolutely foolish to even see the chain of evidences and say that, hey, this is the victim and this is why Tarun Tejpal is caught into this act, and he himself had admitted that this was consensual. So he is no saint, first of all. So you are essentially saying two things. The woman is wrong. Her version is wrong. She is just making it up. She probably framed Tarun Tejpal because he was doing some tehelka on some political thing. Now, so you're also saying that High Court decision is wrong. Now, this is not new because the Congress and the Congress ecosystem, whenever it suits them, they will say the court is all good. Satyameva Jayate. When it goes against them, then say the court is compromised. The third and the most important point, which you mentioned, that anybody tomorrow who is convicted will say, because see, I am like Sharjeel Imam or someone else who's been convicted of under UAPA or under the national security. This is a dangerous precedence. I think now we must stop it. And secondly, Madhav, I think Akash doesn't study these days and comes on television without it.
And just look at the kind of observations. The order is perverse, that key evidence has been misinterpreted. Amit Deshpande, the High Court has been very stinging of the 2021 court order, which has granted relief to Tarun Tejpal.
Right. That's absolutely right. The order, I have just read through that. But then we also have to understand and remember that under the same judicial setup, a trial court had acquitted him. Okay, so these are the same evidences, same witnesses, and the whole.
But that order is overturned. Now the High Court has overturned that.
Absolutely. But
that is a legal system, sir.
Yeah, that is still not the end of the story because under the he has full recourse to justice and he can go ahead and appeal. I just saw that he's already mentioned that he's going to appeal in the Supreme Court, and let's see what the Supreme Court says. But I would also like to mention over here, Tarun Tejpal has had this journey about like initially he was like very skeptical about men's rights activism or any issues related to men at all. I mean, he has famously told us that those things don't happen. From there, he journeyed toward one thing. He had tweeted saying that feminists want all men to be caged. So that was a journey that liberals like him have taken. My whole point around this is that it's unfortunate that he has to go through this particular case to understand or to
My dear
face
sir,
this kind of
but that is his own karma. He will have to bear the punishment for whatever his sins and his wrong acts are. But let me ask you, Amit Deshpande, does that merit a comparison with Umar Khalid? or with Sharjeel
Definitely
Imam?
not. See, I'm not here about the whatever political statements he make. I don't even want to comment
So
about
please
whether he's a
condemn them
political
and call
victim
them
or not.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it's absolutely. I mean, see, he's a victim, and right now he
He's a
thinks that he's a
victim.
victim. Yeah,
He's
he
a
thinks that
convict.
He's a victim.
He's a convict, sir, not a victim. The victim is the girl who he
seeing himself
abused.
as a victim right now. Okay, and then that is what is coming out from him. Now, whatever it is, the political statements he makes is completely different from this particular case. I would not like to comment on that part, but I would say that the cases that are coming out these days, we also see that a lot of judicial activism that comes across here in this particular case. We have seen that the definition of a perfect victim is not to be taken. So we would not like to go around that.
My dear sir, if we have to believe in court, in the rule of law in this country, we have to go by what the courts say. Whether it suits us, whether it doesn't suit us. At the end of the day, that is how any civilized society functions. You may disagree with what the court order is, but that does not mean we can make such sweeping statements. Let me bring in Bindu Dubey now. Bindu Dubey, the problem is this. The problem is when the courts, gave him a clean sheet, of the courts acquitted him of the charges, and the courts were fine. Now suddenly it's going back to a situation where he's becoming Sharjeel Imam, he's becoming Umar Khalid, he's invoking all these political. So the system, when it works for you, is very fine. When it doesn't work for you, it's totalitarian and all sorts of things.
That is the irony, Madhavji. I would like to thank you first for giving me an opportunity to speak here on this issue. For me, I'm a woman first and then an advocate. So I would see this decision as per that perspective. So here I would like to quote something that was said by Solicitor General of India, Mr. Tushar Mehta. What is said while opposing the plea for leniency? He said, despite the victim being a girl of his daughter's age, he committed an offense. He was a father figure, should have not indulged into this. A precedent must be set. This court must give out a clear message to the society that when a girl says no, it means no. A no means a no. So that has to be the clear message. And here, for me, it was he is someone who has committed some crime. There was a complaint against him. There was an FIR against him. There was a trial, and after that trial, the appeal came to the Honorable High Court of Bombay, and this Bombay High Court found that he is a convict. Why? And if some people they are saying that the Bombay High Court is this or that, I would like to say something. There was a Supreme Court judgment, and it said very clearly that an appellate court, in this case, the Honorable Bombay High Court, has full power to review, reappreciate, and reconsider the evidence upon which an order of acquittal is founded. So whatever the basis of that acquittal was by the Honorable Sessions Court, it was re-examined by the Honorable High Court. And after re-examining it properly, then only this judgment was given.
Right. Right. And in fact, the point is that entire order was re-examined. Akashdeep Muni, you have not read the order. I can read out some of the excerpts. The trial court misread crucial evidence. We're running it on the screen. These are very, very damaging and damning kind of statements coming in as far as the trial court's own order is concerned. They have found the victim's testimony trustworthy, and they've even said that the order is perverse. The private life of the victim has been unfairly scrutinized. There are such damaging observations that have been there in the High Court judgment. And let me ask you, what is this great comparison that Tejpal is drawing to Sharjeel Imam and Umar Khalid? When was Tarun Tejpal's case registered, and when was Sharjeel Imam and Umar Khalid's case registered? Do you know the dates? One second. The question is for Akash.
Yes.
Which year was Tarun Tejpal's case?
September 2020.
Tarun Tejpal?
No, not Tarun Tejpal. This Sharjeel Imam case was September 2020.
Yeah, what is Tarun Tejpal's date?
See, it's not about dates.
No, tell me the year. Tell me the year. I don't even want to know the date. I'm asking you, if Tarun Tejpal happened in 2013, even before the Modi government came to power, where is the question of political witch hunt, sir? What is the comparison then?
And
I'll tell you. Whenever, as per numerous Supreme Court judgments, if one case is where there has not been justice, there will be scrutiny on other cases as well. We have seen in Umar Khalid case that this person is under trial, and the trial has.
Sir, you are again and again talking about Umar Khalid. What is the connection between the two? You have not been able to explain that.
I'll tell you.
Can I just add?
He has. I'm not. See, clearly, I'm not saying that he is not guilty. The lower court.
Can he even take Umar Khalid as an argument? Can he even take that as an argument?
He can take anything as an argument.
Oh, really? Even if the facts don't matter?
Yes.
The facts don't matter, everything can go out of the window.
No, that's matter because
He is a convicted, sir, he is a convicted
Do you
rapist
think
today
that lower
with a
court
10-year
was
rigorous
MIT?
imprisonment and a fine. Now,
are
at
you
the end
saying
of the
that
day, either
lower
we
court-
believe that the courts have functioned. Of course, he can appeal it in Supreme Court. That's not what we're taking away from him. But what is the comparison between him and Umar Khalid or Sharjeel Imam?
Are you saying that the lower court was malafide when they acquitted him? It's not. So
the High Court, you don't believe the High Court? You don't believe the High Court? What the High Court has said, that the trial court's findings are perverse. A strong word like perverse have been used. Akashdeep Muni, please read the order. Open it and read it.
I have, see, you have to wait. See, this is the proper judicial process. The lower court has acquitted him. The higher court has convicted him. I am nobody to judge it. It is the Honorable Supreme Court to judge it.
So you are using the acquittal as an argument in his favor. The point is we have moved on beyond that stage. You have to wake up and smell the coffee. The High Court has spoken.
Why? We have seen many a times that BJP has been using agencies and different organizations to, scapegoat.
Okay, Bindu Dubey wants to respond to you. Bindu Dubey.
Madhavji, I have to say that nothing happens out of nowhere. There was an offense which was committed by this guy. He committed this offense. And it is very clear. And that was the reason that he sent an apology email to. He cannot deny that apology email. If he had not done anything, what was the reason that he was sending that apology email? Wherein he was accepting his fault that he committed this offense and that the girl, she did not at all want this thing to be done by him to her. So it clearly shows that it had happened to her and it was perpetrated by him on her. And
Amit Deshpande wants to respond to you. Amit Deshpande, the evidence of that email is clinching. If he's not done anything wrong, why is he apologizing?
No. The whole point about that particular email that is being mentioned is he has already mentioned that it was done under duress and pressure. Now, what duress and pressure would be, it is for him to go ahead and say. But in the whole, this,
But the courts have not got that argument clearly. Courts have not believed that.
No, courts have, the trial court had believed that, the High Court doesn't believe that. Now,
so we are discussing High Court judgment. Trial court is ancient history now.
Yes, and then future is Supreme Court. So we are not aware about what will happen over there if he appeals, whether he'll appeal or not. But the whole fact of the matter is that the mail cannot be just one particular thing upon which a conviction can be had. And there are a lot of glaring loopholes on this. This cannot be aggravated rape on many counts. There is a CCTV missing, and there are many things legally for that. I think those things will come out in the Supreme Court.
No, let all those things come out. Until the time that the Supreme Court adjudicates on this entire matter, we have to go by what the High Court says. That is unfortunately the law of the land. Sujata Pandey, quick closing comments.
So, Madhav, I'll just draw a parallel to Brij Bhushan Singh's case. In the same type of situation was there, and the wrestler had alleged that he has done some certain sexual misconduct. The entire ecosystem, including Akash Muni and everybody, was saying that we should believe the complainants, we should believe the girls because he was in the power position. And now, because the tables have turned, and the left, this is called left privilege, that when the tables have turned, they will choose the side that suits them. Today, Akash is saying, everybody is compromised. The Sharjeel Imam is not given justice. The High Court is compromised. The lower court was correct. The men's right and all that. But nobody is asking that why only this pick and choose happens when a certain narrative is only built against them.
Let's leave it there for the moment. Sujata Pandey, Amit Deshpande, Bindu Dubey, as well as Dr. Akashdeep Muni. Let's also remember that the High Court itself has said that the CCTV establishes both were present at the site of the incident, and not every rape case has visual evidence. And I think that's a sensible argument to make. But let's leave it there. Leaving it there, and certainly, of course, all eyes on what action or what happens when this matter is approached to as far as the Apex Court is concerned. Thanks so much for joining us this evening.
Top of the world with Times Network. And you're watching